What's good, peeps? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, so the show must go on. Anthony Joshua will still fight June 1st, Madison Square Garden. I think something like 17,000 tickets have been sold. Majority of those will be people coming from the UK. So you're talking flights, hotels, car hire, all that stuff would have probably been done already. So it is difficult to cancel a whole show based on what's happened, right? Obviously, it's not going to be Jarrell Miller. It looks like he will be banned by the New York State Athletic Commission. It's funny though, I was thinking about the UFC. John Jones, in his most recent fight against Anthony Smith, actually tested positive in the lead up to that fight again. He tested positive again for the same drug that he tested positive for before, right? But USADA, who do the testing for the UFC, almost stuck up for him and said it's remnants of the same drug before that's still in his system, right? Which is all well and good. But the fight was supposed to be in Vegas, but he couldn't get licensed by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. What did the UFC do? They decided to fucking move the whole card to another state just so they could see John Jones fight. They decided, you know what? If you're not going to license him, we're going to move the whole card to another state and another state will license him. And that's what happened. Jarrell Miller obviously isn't that big, right? Where Eddie Hearn can move the fight to another state. But I mean, the UFC did it, which is crazy, right? Which is crazy. Anyway, let's talk about the possible list of opponents that Anthony Joshua could fight. It almost seems like all the possible opponents are falling by the wayside as the minutes go on, which is just, I think, unbelievable. I think unbelievable. Any heavyweight turning this fight down is crazy. It is crazy. And you must have the best fucking excuse ever. And so far, I've not heard any good excuses, right? The only one that I've heard which makes sense is Kubrat Pulev. Obviously, he's got that legal issue still pending, and I think he can't fight based on that. Other than that, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're talking Madison Square Garden. It will be a sellout. You're talking 4 belts, yes, IBO as well, people, and you're talking potentially anywhere between $5 and $8 million. You have got to be crazy to turn down this opportunity. But it looks like people are turning it down. The first name I think we heard that turned him down was Adam Kalnacki. He said it's not enough time. What do these fighters actually do in the heavyweight division? Do they just decide to have a fight and then go on a booze up or something? I mean, how can you not be ready in 7 weeks? How? How can you not be ready? What is it? 6.5, 7 weeks. How can you not be ready? How is that possible? That means you're just not living the life, right? You're not living the life because you don't have to necessarily cut weight. I fully understand if there's anything below the heavyweight division, but this is the heavyweight division, so you don't have to cut weight. So basically all you have to do is sharpen your tools. Are you telling me you can't sharpen your tools in 7 weeks? Obviously not. Adam Kalnacki said, no, it's not enough time. We are also hearing, and I don't know if this is true or not, Eddie Hearn has said that Luis Ortiz said it's not enough time. I mean, I need to hear Luis Ortiz say this himself, right? But Luis Ortiz is saying it's not enough time. Again, I question all of this. I question all of this. This is crazy. This is crazy. That is the number one choice. That is the people's choice. And now Eddie Hearn is saying, you know what, Luis Ortiz is saying, nah, not enough time. Again, guys, tell me, 7 weeks. Really, come on, guys, 7 weeks. I mean, fighters are taking fights on 2 weeks' notice, 10 days' notice. I mean, look, 99% of the people we're going to mention will get knocked out anyway. I mean, it's not like they're going to beat Anthony Joshua. So just, take the money, take the fight. I'm so confused. Heavyweight title shot, take the opportunity. The best Adam Kalnacki cannot beat Anthony Joshua. I'm sorry, I'm not being harsh on him, but it's true. The best Kalnacki cannot beat Joshua. So, dude, it doesn't matter if it's 7 weeks or 24 weeks. The same outcome is probably going to happen. Take the opportunity, as I say. This is heavyweight boxing. All it takes is one. Take the opportunity. So, Adam Kalnacki is out. Luis Ortiz is out. The next name we're hearing that is definitely out is Dillian Whyte. Right? Dillian Whyte was my second choice, maybe joint first choice with Luis Ortiz. It looks like he will stick to that date that he has sort of penciled in for July 12th or July 13th at the O2 Arena. And look, Sky will be happy. Sky need a big event. They need a pay-per-view event, and Dillian Whyte will tick that box. So they're out. So Kalnacki is out. Ortiz is out. Pulev is out. Dillian Whyte's out. Parker has said he's interested, but let's be honest, Anthony Joshua beat him, what, a year and a bit ago? That's not going to happen. Povetkin's not going to happen. I mean, we are struggling for names here now. We are struggling for names. There's only 2 or 3 names left. There's only 2 or 3 names. Manuel Char, no. You know, I'd rather AJ not fight. I'd honestly, if I bought a ticket, flights, hotel, all that kind of stuff, I want my money back if it's Manuel Char. I'm not going all the way to MSG spending, I don't know, everything will probably cost the whole weekend, $2 grand to see AJ versus Manuel Charr, a guy that's not fought for nearly a year and a half? No. Michael Hunter, another one who's interested. He's definitely a front runner right now. He's definitely a front runner just because, again, you go through that list of top sort of 12, top 13 fighters, and all of them seem to be either busy or not interested, right? So he's definitely a front runner. Joe Joyce put his name forward. I think Eddie Hearn shut that down on an IFL TV interview, saying that Joe Joyce doesn't register in his head as a guy that should be challenging for world titles. I agree with that, by the way. I agree with that. Not yet, not for me, not yet, not Joe Joyce. And we were talking about Joe Joyce fighting Daniel Dubois or Agit Kabayel for British and European. So the idea of him jumping to MSG world title fight doesn't make sense either. But again, I mean, the names are running out. The names are running out. It's going to be Manuel Charr, innit? It's going to be fucking Manuel Charr. Oh, God. If it's Manuel Charr, then the salesman that is Eddie Hearn is going to have to go into overdrive because the people are not going to be happy with that one. Not going to be happy at all. But again, the people are not going to be happy with Michael Hunter either. I mean, let's be honest. We can go through that list of names. The people are not going to be happy about a number of those names. Jarrell Miller was almost the perfect opponent. And if it wasn't going to be Jarrell Miller, it had to be Dillian Whyte or Luis Ortiz. It's definitely not going to be Dillian Whyte. Although Dillian Whyte did reach out on Twitter or Instagram, I think, and said he would take the opportunity if he's given the same amount of money as Jarrell Miller. But then he done a laughing out loud sort of icon or something. So I don't know how serious he is. Again, July 12th, I think he's got that penciled in now. And he would want a bigger training camp. Then there's Luis Ortiz. There is a lot of talk now, a lot of chatter about Luis Ortiz actually fighting Dillian Whyte for a WBC interim belt. So the winner of them two will fight Wilder Brazil. So again, who are the names? I mean, who would you want to see? If it can't be any of the favourites, I mean, if it does come down to a case of Charr, Hunter, Joe Joyce and others, who would you want? There aren't that many available. This is going to be a problem, people. This is going to be a problem. I have absolutely no idea who I'd want. Honestly, if it came to those other names that we've mentioned, I'd rather just scrap the fight. I'd rather just scrap the fight and start issuing refunds because AJ is going to get a lot of stick. Not his fault, but he's going to get a lot of stick if Manuel Charr is the person walking to the ring. Peace.